Today, we have an intriguing update about Lake Mead, one of the largest man-made reservoirs in the United States. You might recall the ongoing discussions about its decreasing water levels, which have raised concerns for years. But hold on to your seats, because we have breaking news. Lake Mead's water levels are unexpectedly rising, and experts believe this sudden change is something we should all be concerned about. In this video, we'll dive into the primary causes behind Lake Mead's surprising growth and explore what this means for the future of the lake and the millions of people who depend on it. So, let's get started. To truly understand this fascinating phenomenon, we need to examine the circumstances surrounding this massive reservoir. Lake Mead, located on the Colorado River, holds the title of being the largest reservoir in the entire country. Its significance lies in the fact that it serves as a vital water source for over 40 million people across 7 states: Arizona, California, Colorado, Nevada, New Mexico, Utah, and Wyoming. You see, Lake Mead is primarily fed by 2 sources: Lake Powell and the snowmelt from the Rocky Mountains, which eventually flows into the Colorado River. But here's the interesting part. Lake Powell, situated between Utah and Arizona, was created due to the overflow of the Glen Canyon Dam. The Glen Canyon Dam, an integral part of the Lake Mead system, not only provides energy, but also ensures a consistent water supply for the southwest United States and even parts of Mexico. It's worth noting that the majority of the water from Lake Mead is used for irrigation purposes, while only a small portion goes to metropolitan regions in the Southwest. Now that we understand the primary causes behind Lake Mead's growth, let's discuss what implications this has for its future and the millions who rely on it. The rise in Lake Mead's water levels raises concerns about potential consequences. It may indicate changes in weather patterns and ecosystems within the lake. Long-term effects on the region's water supply need to be considered. Experts are closely monitoring and researching the situation for answers. In 2022, Lake Mead and Lake Powell faced a crisis, reaching record lows due to high water usage. However, relief came in the past 6 months with massive storms, increasing the water levels of Lake Mead. The impact has been minor, but the levels remain unstable, standing at 1046 feet, below the optimal level of 1200 feet. The snowpack, a crucial water supply, had better condition than the reservoir. Despite ongoing drought and high demand, above-average snowfall brings hope for Lake Mead's future. According to forecasts, by the end of 2023, Lake Powell's water level is expected to reach 3,573 feet above sea level. Lake Mead, on the other hand, is estimated to end the year at around 1,068 feet, up from 1,044 feet in 2022. This year's snowmelt entered Lake Powell through the Colorado River, and its tributaries may reach 177% of typical levels, a remarkable occurrence considering historic lows. Lake Powell's water levels are rising rapidly, reaching a peak in June with a staggering 50-foot increase. This surge can be attributed to a groundbreaking experiment conducted by authorities. Billions of gallons of water were poured into the Grand Canyon to restore beaches and create new fish habitats. The experiment was crucial to prevent further decline in the reservoir's water level. Hold on tight, because here's some mind-blowing news. The snowpack in the upper Colorado Basin is an impressive 160% above average. This excess snow is melting and flowing downstream, contributing to the water levels in the river. However, some of this water will be lost through evaporation or absorption. Nature works in mysterious ways. The weather in Colorado and Utah is extraordinary. Colorado is experiencing an exceptional amount of snow, while Utah has just had its snowiest winter ever recorded. These snowfalls directly impact the water flow into Lake Powell. Lake Powell is located on the Utah-Arizona border. As the snow melts, it replenishes this remarkable reservoir, Predicting the future. Water levels of Lake Powell and Lake Mead involves analyzing current snowfall compared to historical averages. This data helps experts make informed predictions. It's like a crystal ball, but with snow. The Colorado River's water supply is shared among 7 states, which are collaborating to ensure fair distribution and reservoir protection. Recently, 6 states proposed water consumption cuts to preserve resources. However, there's a twist. California, the largest recipient of Colorado River water, has its plan, challenging the proposed scheme by the other 6 states. It's a battle for the best water-saving strategy. The controversy over the Colorado River's water supply is gaining attention as states in the Southwest aim to prevent Lake Mead from reaching critical levels. Time is running out to reach an agreement before summer arrives, adding urgency to the situation. Did you know that Lake Mead's water level fluctuates throughout the year? Studies show that it rises slightly in winter, but declines as summer approaches due to increased water usage. A predictable pattern of Lake Mead's water level is concerning for the American Southwest, where millions of people depend on water from the Colorado River, Lake Mead, and Lake Powell. Despite minor rises in the second half of the year, the reduction in water levels remains noticeable. The future of Lake Mead is uncertain as water levels continue to fall. Temporary relief from storms and weather patterns does not alleviate the overall alarming condition of the reservoir. Even with above-average snowpack, the decline is expected to persist throughout spring and summer. In a few years, the reservoir might reach a critically low point, endangering the Hoover Dam. To avert this dire situation, it is imperative to implement water restrictions that compel states to establish policies aimed at reducing water usage. Failing to take immediate action will inevitably result in the collapse of Lake Mead. The ramifications of such a collapse would be catastrophic, impacting the availability of drinking water, agricultural practices, wildlife, and the overall environment. Disregarding this critical situation is not a viable option. Ultimately, despite recent minor increases in water levels, the fundamental issue of Lake Mead's stability remains unresolved and precarious. It is paramount that a collective agreement is reached to curtail water consumption for the sake of its future. If you have found this information valuable and wish to stay informed about the latest developments concerning Lake Mead and other important topics, please consider subscribing. Your support is pivotal in raising awareness about these urgent matters. Thank you for your attention.